everybody, welcome to my video today, you guys. I have a card that I'm going to share with you, and I know that I'm supposed to be launching the Just Because series with Chris, and you guys, I just have not been able to get a chance to film them and get the PDFs created and all of that. So I think what I'm going to do is all of next week I'm going to launch that, and we'll just have 3 videos right in a row. It'll be all that I'll do next week, and I'll try to get that out for you guys. So what I wanted to do really quickly before we jump in and make our card is I wanted to show you some of the projects that we're going to be making that Chris has created. Here's the little basket, and there's a little treat inside, which is going to be a surprise. And then this is probably my favorite one that she created, and we're going to talk all about that. We're diving in and using some embossing paste and some fun stuff. And then we have this one, and I love this. This is a really fun creative box, and there's some really special something really special about this, the top of this, and this paper right here. So these are 3 of the projects. Oh no, my bow came off. These are 3 of the projects that we're going to be creating. This series is all about the Occasions product and the Occasions catalog and the Celebration product that we'll be wrapping up Celebrations. Can you believe it? In just a few weeks as we dive into March. There's only a couple weeks left for Celebration, which means there's only a couple weeks left for you guys to get free product and to join Stampin' Up! And get free product. So I want to jump in. I'm going to try to do this next week. It just has been challenging getting things filmed and photographed, and it's just a busy time, you guys. I don't know what is going on, but I am having a hard time keeping up the last couple weeks. So that's just what's going on. So we'll launch that next week. But today I thought I would make a card for you guys, and you can see it's partly put together. And that is because all of a sudden I realized my camera was not filming. Like, I started and I was talking to you guys and nothing was being recorded. So I'm going to use this stamp set right here. This is Watts of Occasion. It is in the annual catalog, and I love this stamp set. I have not got to use it as much as I would like, so I pulled it out and it's been sitting on my desk. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And then what I have here is a Whisper White cardstock base. So this was cut at 5.5. So I had a full sheet, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of Whisper White cardstock, and I cut that right in half at 5.5, and that gave me my Whisper White card base. Then I took a Calypso Coral piece of cardstock, and I cut that at 4 inches by 5.25, and that gave me my first layer. And then I took a piece of Basic Gray, and I cut off another 1/4 inch, so 3 3/4 by 5, and then I just layered this together. So really simple. You guys know that I always work in 1/4 inch increments. It's easy for me. I struggle quite a bit with card measurements and fitting things together. So it's just easy for me if I keep things simple, right? So then what I have is some of this designer paper. Now this is the Bubble and Fizz designer paper, and it is the Celebration designer paper. And you can see I have just little tiny scraps of this left over. And you guys, I know this might, I don't know, you guys are going to have to weigh in and let me know how you feel about this, but I'm literally throwing all of this in the trash because it's just, I've really used everything I can use from it. I made a whole bunch of these cards I'm going to show you to use up some of these scraps. And you'll see that. And so I'm just going to throw the rest of this away. I just feel like I have used it and used it. And I really want to use the new Celebration paper that is foiled and is gorgeous. And I'll have that to show you guys next week. So I'm using this up. And what I wanted to do was create a bunch of cards. So I have my stamp set and my paper. And then I've made a couple easy layers. And then what I've done is I've just taken 2 of these designs. And I'm going to layer these together. So let's measure it. 2 inches by 4 1/4, and then a 1/4 inch by 4 1/4. And what I want to do is I just want to layer these together just like this. So it's really easy. I'm just layering these pieces together. And then I'll layer this strip. This is probably my favorite piece out of the entire set of designer paper, these stripes. I love them. So I'm just overlapping them a little bit. You could do it more in the middle if you wanted. This is a really easy card. So next what I've done is I've taken a Bermuda Bay and my circle framelits and I've cut this out. And then I've taken a stitched framelit and I've cut out this white piece right here, and we're going to do some stamping. So I've already done my stamping on my circle because my camera wasn't filming. So I'm going to do some stamping on here and show you what I did. So I've grabbed my basic black stamp pad. This is my Archival ink, and I'm just taking this, thanks a watt, and we're stamping that, okay? So stamp that on your stitched circle, and then you won't need that anymore. You're just gonna wanna make sure this is dry. And then we're taking our crushed curry ink pad, and what you do is you pinch it together. And sometimes when you do this, it kind of cracks. Like you'll hear like a crack and you'll think, oh my gosh, I just broke my ink pad, but you really didn't. So you're just gonna pinch that together and it's gonna look like this mess right here. Now I have been using my Wink of Stella to do this, so you can see I got a little bit of glitter here on my ink pad. I'm not worried about that. I can just tap it off with a paper towel and then re-ink it and it'll be fine. The reason there's glitter in here is because I've been using my Wink of Stella pen here to do some watercoloring. So I'm just gonna open up my Wink of Stella, and what I do is when you pinch your Wink of Stella, that will make all of the liquid, it'll push it into the barrel here. So because this, I want this to be pretty, I want everything to be kind of runny and I want this moving around. I'm just going to pinch it and let some of that run into the barrel and get on the brush. And then I'll just take my paper towel again and I'll wipe this up and kind of clean it up. But you see I'm just moving this around. It makes this really gorgeous, glittery, inky kind of mess. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just taking my Wink of Stella brush. I'm picking up all of that ink and we're going to be super messy and we're just going to go back and forth. And then as it gets to the bottom, it gets lighter. So again, I'm going to bring some of that ink in. And I'm going back and forth, very, very messy. I'm not trying to color in the whole thing. And my Wink of Stella just kind of blobbed some color, right there you can see it kind of did this little blob because I was pushing on that barrel and it did some glitter. So I'm just going to take my, you could re-stamp if you want. But what I would do is I would just clean it up like that and it would be totally fine. For that little smear of black, I would just take my little sand eraser and I would just sand that off. So I'm really not worried about it at all. I wouldn't worry, you guys. If things are a little smeary, it's totally fine. This is meant to be watercolored anyways, and that was just a little, you know, a little bit of an accident that happened, but it's totally fine. So what I've done is I've stamped that onto this circle, and then what I can do is now layer this together. And I like to add a little bit of dimension whenever I have these shapes. So I'm just using a little bit of 3M tape. It's what I have on hand. Layer this together. So now you can see that is glittery, and you can see I went out of the edge right there. So part of doing it messy the way I did it, where I was just taking the brush and I'm just going back and forth in strokes like this, is to give it a messy look. It's supposed to look watercolored and it's not supposed to look like it's perfect. So the other thing you can do is you can dip that Wink of Stella brush into your ink and you can do this and you can get these little dots all over the place. And that can also add to the look. So I wanted to do a lot of these, so I wanted it to be a little bit messy, and I didn't want to have to think about making it really, really perfect. And that's a great way when you want to mass produce. If you just start out with a messy watercolor look, then you don't have to worry about it taking a lot of time. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up this next layer as well. And I just layer it right on here. So the very next thing I want to do is take some of my glitter enamel little dots. I love these. I just ordered a whole bunch more of these because I'm finding that I'm using them a lot. So I'm going to bring them over to my card, and I'm going to add a few here and there. These are meant to be an ombre. They're meant to have an ombre effect. So you'll see that some are darker than other ones, and it's meant to be that way. They're not defective. And they're all different sizes. So I'm just going to do what I do a lot of the time, which is sprinkle some of these down the card. And I'm not thinking too much about it. You could do this with rhinestones. In fact, I'm going to show you one that I did with rhinestones as well. So there is that. These have several different colors, the yellow, the blue, the purple, and the green. I love. So let's take a look at some of these that have the rhinestones on them. So you can see the rhinestone gives you a little bit of a different look, but you can see that I created all of these and it didn't take very long at all. Some of them I layered over this edge with this paper. Some of them I layered, this one I did on camera for you guys, I did on the other side. So there you can see there's a lot of possibilities with a simple card design like this, and I feel like the rhinestone and the glitter from the Wink of Stella really make it pop. So I love these. So these are going out to customers this month along with their thank you gift, or yeah, with their thank you gift. I will have cards that are going out. My Paper Pumpkin people get thank you cards each month, and this may be one of the ones that they get. I have several designs this month, and I've just loved making cards like this and being able to mass produce a bunch. It's kind of been a therapeutic thing for me the last couple weeks. So I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing these cards. I love how they came out. And I will definitely launch the Just Because series next week and get that out for you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday, and I will talk to you guys on Friday. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and watching my videos. Here are 2 other of my most recent videos. I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will catch you in my next video. I hope you all have a wonderful day.